Hey guys, and welcome to part 11 of the Spyro the Dragon walkthrough. This one took a while to get out because I had to deal with some issues with my email being compromised. If you guys don't know what that's like, it's not the most fun thing in the world. As a matter of fact, it's super annoying because you gotta call your credit card bureau, your debit card bureau, your Google account bureau. I don't even know what that means, but not fun. But we're back.
Hey, didn't I already free you?
You're in Nasty's world now, Spyro, and you are the dragon who must defeat him.
Bring him on! I'm ready!
Reach the exit in each of Nasty's lands. Then you can challenge the Gnorc himself.
So like this guy said, we're back in action. We're here to take on Nasty Gnorc. And the first level of this homeworld is Gnorc Cove. Now, Gnorc Cove is a very unique level in that there's different variety of ways to defeat all the enemies here, and it's with what I just did there. You can charge into the barrels that they shoot at you and just knock it back at them. There are these guys on top of these barrels that look super funny, and fun way to just destroy them, knock that barrel into them and that's it. Very easy. There's other variants later that we'll be seeing with like shields in front of them, and to get rid of those, you gotta flame these TNT barrels. And as you saw there, they destroy the chests in the world as well, so it can be used for two reasons, and I think it's really unique. One of the things that the first game does really well, at least in my opinion, is just the uniqueness of its level design, and that's a great example of it. This guy right here, if he had a TNT in his hand, you could flame it and it would start like doing its countdown thing, as you can see here. Assuming this guy doesn't hit me first. Assuming this guy doesn't hit me. Oh. couldn't do anything about that, I guess. Well, maybe I could have just walked back or something and he would have let his guard down, but alas, I got hit. But so yeah, even as the enemies are holding the barrels, you can flame it and it'll start beeping, and really cool. Awesome level design. I can't say that enough about this game. It's just really awesome. So let's feel this first dragon here.
Keep up the good work, Spyro. I expect Nasty's really starting to worry about you.
I'd be shaking in my Gnorc boots if I were him.
I love Spyro's personality in this game. It's just so good. It's great. One thing to note is that the dragons that we release in this homeworld are dragons that we've already released before. In the Gnorc Cove initial homeworld, like when you first get in there, it's like you feed Devlin or whatever his name is, and I'm like, Spyro's like, didn't I already free you? And I'm like, yeah, didn't we already free these guys? But I guess by this point in the game, the developers were like, listen man, we've already made like, I don't even know how many dragons, say a bunch of old lines, like, let's just bring some of them back with the same names, and it'll reduce the amount of time that we need to make new ones. So reusing assets is not new in terms of games that came out around this time, so it's no surprise there. Even in modern games today, we still reuse assets for things. Just look at things like Pokemon Sword and Shield, reusing the exact same 3DS models. Oh wait, that's a bad example. Very bad example, because we're jumping from a handheld into a AAA console game. That's pretty much the same thing, except worse, because you took out all the Pokemon. I'm going to stop my rant now. Back to Spyro the Dragon. But reusing assets is nothing new. But what I like about this game is that it hardly ever does that, except with the dragons themselves. Every level feels unique. All the architecture and stuff is all different, so I can cut it some slack for reusing assets because they developed a lot of new things. So what's even more interesting is that in terms of reusing assets, I feel like the second and third games feel very different compared to this game, and by that I mean like the controls, the way the levels are structured, the way hitboxes work, stuff like that, and it's almost like they made an entirely new game, you know, with brand new controls, brand new everything, really. So I'm not sure how the development cycle worked when transitioning from the first game to the second game. I've always wondered that, but that's one of the reasons why the second and third games are considered just the best, because they took what was good about the first game and they just made it better from the ground up. So we'll be getting to the second game shortly. That's going to be really good. I'm currently recording footage for that right now, and let me tell you guys, in terms of my overall enjoyment of these games, I would say the first one's probably my favorite, but...
Wow! I never thought I'd be rescued, especially by such a little dragon. What I mean is, I always believed in you, Spyro!
You gotta believe!
That line was delivered terribly in Reignited Trilogy. Like, really bad. Like, just watch it for yourself, guys. Just search up, like, you gotta believe Spyro Reignited, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube somewhere. But I just did not like Spyro's line delivery, even though it was Tom Kenny. Tom Kenny's a great actor, and I'm so glad they brought him back. But, man, like, not the same. Very different tone, very different approach to the cutscene. Just not the same. That's probably one of the only things that the Reignited Trilogy just didn't do well, was the cutscenes. The overall tone of everything was just changed dramatically. It's not the same. But regardless, they did pretty much everything else right, especially the graphics and stuff, so really proud of them for what they did. This part here, there's 2 different pathways. If you want to cut the amount of time for backtracking and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure you go through this one first. Yep, this is the one. You go to the middle one first, you get this key, and then go to the left one, I believe. The left one has the chest for that key, so go to the middle one first, save you some time. I remember our first playthrough, I just had no idea where to go first. Doesn't really matter though, each of these have a dead end. The only one that doesn't is the third one, so it doesn't really matter the order you go through. You would think that with the amount of enemies here that it would be kind of difficult, but the only enemies that you really have to worry about in this level are those big guys, and even then they're not very challenging at all. The very weapon that we can use to destroy them is the weapons that they have, so not too drastically difficult. This is one of those few levels where I feel like as I'm reaching the end, I just have this feeling that I missed a gem or two. Especially like at the beginning parts of the level, everything's kind of like a maze in a way. There's some gems at the top of the level structures and stuff that you have to get, and sometimes I feel like I missed something. And every time I feel that way, I get to the end of the level and I find out that I'm not missing anything. So it's just like my sense of paranoia kicking in. I'm like, did I get all the gems? Yes, I did. Cool. So. Fun level. We got all the gems, all the dragons. There's only 2 of them in there, so let's get out of here. Fun fact, that Thomas Dragon, I think, was in, jeez, what was it? Not Stonehill. Town Square, I think. Something like that. And he was also named Thomas, so. Actually, no, I'm thinking of Thor. Thor was the one in Town Square. The fact that I know all these things is just a testament of how much I've played this game. Oh my gosh, the enemies have guns! What is going on? We've gone through trippy locations with magic and levitating platforms and wizards, stuff like that, but the last level of the game? Friggin' guns, dude. Like, what is going on? And, yeah. This level I had to record twice. And the reason why is because there is no reason why. I have no idea. I've never been this bad at playing this game. I'm sorry, this level. The first playthrough of this that I tried to record, I died probably 4 times, 5 times. And they were all the most absurd deaths I've ever had in this game, ever. And I really don't understand how they happened, if I'm being honest with you. I just wasn't playing good. I don't know what it was. But yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna re-record that because it was just really bad, guys. Like, I was dying left and right, and it makes no sense because every time I play this level on a normal casual run through, I go through this level in like 2 seconds. Like, I never get hit. I know what to do. But obviously, as I'm recording footage, you know, the bad things happen, and yeah, so couldn't really control that. This is what you're seeing now is my second playthrough of the stage. It was a little better. I still died a couple times, obviously, but yeah, really bad.
Thank you for releasing me.
That's probably the quickest dragon we've ever had to free, but Cosmos, I think, was the first dragon we freed in Magic Crafters. So that's where that dragon's from. You see what I'm saying, guys? Like, I never fall in that pit, ever. That's the first time for everything, I guess, and it had to be this playthrough. And see, look at that. I never get hit, ever, by these machine guns. Like, how is it happening? I really don't know. But anyway, at least one of the enemies dropped an extra life there, so I guess that makes up for it. Not really. I still think it's really bad. The hitboxes on the machine guns, if you don't jump way early, like, they're probably gonna hit you. So you can either just jump early as they're turning their machine gun towards you, or you can do what I did and just charge right after them. Don't even give them a chance to shoot anything. These guys throw grenades, and they throw them so quick sometimes, and if you're not paying attention or if you don't go straight for them, like, they're just gonna hit you with them. And the hitboxes for those are very big too, compared to the machine guns of the Gnorc Commandos, as we'll know them later. But yeah, really bad.
Be on the lookout for Gnorc Commandos, Spyro.
They better be on the lookout for me.
They better be on the lookout for me. Love Spyro in this game. That dragon in particular had very fluid animation compared to the other dragons. Not sure why, to be honest. That's pretty cool. So what you gotta do here is you gotta take the supercharge ramp to get to this chest. What might mess you up is that pit in the middle, the one that I fell in and died in earlier. Well, I didn't die, I just fell in. But yeah, that pit, and also the rats at the end. I don't know what it is about those rats. Like, sometimes their hitboxes can mess up your charge. And it kind of sucks having to go all the way back up here just because of that, you know. So make sure you're charging straight and you don't mess up. On the first playthrough I did with this, I missed the chest and I had to go all the way back. And I also missed this jump here and I fell in the lava, and I really don't know what was going on, but the level's not that bad once you know what to do and where to go and stuff. I was trying to get the extra life on the right for the two of you that know about that. Yeah, you see? So if you want to get that there, you can. But I didn't go for it this time because the first playthrough I kind of died, so it's really cool. You get in order to bring that bridge up and down, you just have to flame the levers basically, and it's unique concept, especially for the last level. They decided to bring back a supercharge, and it's probably one of the more difficult ones if you don't know about that, how to bring the bridge up and down. I certainly did it my first playthrough. I was here scrambling on about, going back and forth. I'm like, how do I get the gems that are up there? Like, I don't understand. But yeah, I just gotta frame those things. As you can see there, nothing hit me. Yeah, the hitboxes on those grenades are really bad. What I should have done there was just wait for him to throw another one and then go after him. But yeah, I just wasn't doing good, guys. Really bad. And it sucks too, because this is actually one of my favorite levels in this game. If anything, it's probably my second favorite next to Treetops. The main reason why is because it has literally the best music track in the game, like, ever. Like, you guys can't tell me otherwise. That's the third pathetic death. Really bad. Honestly, I don't even know what was to blame there. I just wasn't paying attention. But yeah, this level has incredible music track. It's just so good, man. Like, I did a poll, not recently, but probably a few months ago, asking you guys what was your favorite Spyro soundtrack of the original trilogy. And the one that got the most votes was Spyro 3. And not gonna lie, Spyro 3 has an incredible soundtrack, but it had like 300 votes or something like that, and Spyro 1 was like 26%, Spyro 3 was like 36%. I think Spyro 2 and 3 were like neck and neck for the most part, but man, Spyro 1's soundtrack is literally my favorite. It has the drums, the bass, everything you'd ever want. And with that awesome level out of the way, that ends this part. Sorry for the long wait, guys. It was a lot of hassle dealing with what I had to go through, but hopefully you guys won't have to deal with that same thing later in life. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Next part, we're going to take it to the big man himself, Nasty Gnorc. Take care.